It's 5 a.m. and your first PCA track day is in 4 hours. And you're staring at a pile of gear, wondering what the hell you actually need. I've been there. I'm a PCA driver education instructor, and after over 250 track days, I've learned that making sure you have a great track day isn't just about going fast, it's about being prepared, staying safe, comfortable, and not having your day ruined, by something really stupid. In this video, I'm going to share exactly how to prep your car, what to bring, what to leave home, and the one tip that literally saved me from ruining numerous track weekends. All right, first let's prep the car. Now this isn't just about performance, it's about safety and not getting sent home from your tech inspection. Your PCA track day typically requires a tech inspection to be done by an approved inspection site, which needs to be completed within a couple of weeks before the event. Now, don't leave this to the last minute. I've missed a track weekend waiting for brake pads on a 2-year-old car. Be sure to bring the signed tech inspection form with you to the event. But you still need to check your car yourself before the event. Check your oil level. You want it at the full mark, not overfilled. Coolant should be topped off. And here's what nobody tells you. Bring extra oil to the event. Trust me on this. Some cars use oil during a track day. Check your tire pressures before leaving home. Track tire pressures are different from street pressures, but start with a manufacturer's recommended or a couple of PSI above to even out the tire wear on your way to the track. We'll adjust at the track once you get there. Then remove everything from your car, and I mean everything. Floor mats, spare tire, tools, transponder, phone holders, baby seats, that collection of old coffee cups. Weight matters, but more importantly, loose items become projectiles at 120 miles per hour. If your brake pad thickness is below 50%, replace them now. Nothing ruins a track day like going through your pads in a couple of sessions. If your brake fluid hasn't been changed in the last year, have it done by the shop that's doing your track inspection. Check your tire code dates. Tires harden and lose grip as they grow older. I've seen a Ferrari crash on track due to their 15-year-old tires. Read the last 4 digits of the DOT code. The first of those 2 numbers tells you the week, while the last of those 2 numbers tells you the year. 43rd week of 2022. If yours are more than 5 years old, replace them now. Torque your wheel nuts to the correct specs from your manual. And don't forget to bring along the wheel lock key. Tire sealant, although I wouldn't take it on the track once you've used tire sealant to repair a leak. You'll need to replace that tire before you track the car. It's far easier to install your numbers before you leave home when your car is clean and dry. I get a company who does vehicle lettering to print these up for me in advance. Install your tow hook by carefully removing the bumper plug. Put it away somewhere safe at home. Then screw in the front tow hook. By the way, some of those tow hooks are left-hand thread, some are right-hand thread, so check yours. All windows need to be cleaned inside and out perfectly. Apply Rain-X to the outside to keep them clear if it rains. Vision is critical during a track day. Let's start with what will literally save your life, and that is your helmet. It needs to be Snell certified, SA rated, not M rated. Check the date code inside the helmet. Most tracks won't accept helmets older than 10 years from the certification date inside the helmet. Be prepared to show the sticker at the event tech inspection. Now, I prefer a full face helmet because if the airbags go off, I don't want to be punched in the face. Although it's optional, I use the Simpson Hybrid neck restraint. If something really awful happens, it will minimize the likelihood of me getting a neck injury. Get a proper fire extinguisher installed. Minimum 1 kilogram with a metal-to-metal mount. Now, make sure it's mounted properly so it can be reached easily from the driver's seat. Be sure that all your paperwork is completed with the signed tech form. You've got your driver's license, PCA membership card, and your driver's logbook if your group uses one. No exceptions. Forget one of those, you're going home. Clothing is where people mess things up. Everything should be natural fibers, cotton, wool, no synthetics. You don't want synthetics like polyester because they don't breathe and they'll actually melt through your skin if there's a fire. Long pants, long sleeves, closed-toed, thin-soled shoes work best. So I prefer these Polytes, but any kind of shoes that have a very thin sole because you need to be able to feel the brake pedal and the gas pedal through those soles. Now, some groups allow shorts and short sleeve shirts, but no sandals, no exceptions. Bring layers because weather changes and you'll be hot in the car, but cold in the morning hanging around outside. A knit cap and gloves are always a good idea for those cold mornings while you're standing around trackside. Plan for rain, so you'll need rain gear. So, like a waterproof jacket and a hat and waterproof pants. Even if it's sunny, weather changes fast. Everyone learns this the hard way at Mosport. You'll need quality polarized sunglasses, ideally prescription if you regularly wear glasses, and you'll also need a hat and sunscreen. Now, I always suggest you get higher SPF, like 30 SPF, because keep in mind, you'll be standing in the sun on the hot pavement all day long. You'll definitely need a cooler with water and ice or ice packs. Dehydration will be dangerous. It kills performance and decision making. Bring more water than you think you're going to need because you may not be able to get it at the track, especially later on in the day. Either pack a lunch or bring along cash for the track restaurant. Track food is usually expensive and typically there's very few options. Now for the stuff nobody tells you but you'll wish you knew, you know, the game changers. Need a portable battery operated tire inflator to adjust your tire pressures numerous times throughout the day. And it's definitely needed to reinflate those tires before driving home at the end of the day. And of course, a tire pressure gauge to check those settings and make sure they're accurate. A charging block for jump-starting your car in case your battery decides to let you down, and you can also use it to charge your phone. Keep in mind, you'll be using your phone for photos. Dead phone equals no photos of, well, probably your best day of the year. Make sure you bring along that torque wrench for your lug nuts. You need to make sure that they're torqued to the correct spec for your car before the first session of every day. It's the right size socket for your car. Wheels falling off is bad news for everyone. You'll need paper towels for checking the oil, wiping your hands, but not for cleaning your windshield. We'll talk about that later. Bring a whole roll of paper towels, and I always put them in a plastic bag to keep them dry. Duct tape is a good idea. By the way, we used to call this 100-mile-an-hour tape, and also some zip ties. Great for making quick fixes. A knife is always handy, and having some blue painter's tape along doesn't hurt either, in case you have to put some temporary numbers on the outside of the car. Mind you, this blue probably wouldn't work too well on my car. I bring a small kid's tent to put my stuff in at the track, to keep it dry if it rains, but also to keep it a little bit more secure while I'm on track by being out of sight. Now, I learned this from a guy who had his stuff soaked at Mont Tremblant while he was out on the track. An oversized umbrella is also a great idea, not just for rain, but also for shade when you're working on your car. Folding chair is critical as you'll be waiting around between sessions. Your back will definitely thank you for that. And keep the chair as compact and as small as possible. These cars have super small trunks. And let's not forget some glass cleaner and 3 kinds of microfiber towels, regular fluffy microfiber towel, glass cleaning microfiber towel, and Waffle weave. Bugs die hard on windshields at 120 miles per hour, and microfiber towels work much better than paper towels for windshield cleaning. Bring your reading glasses if you need them, and a case for your regular glasses to keep them safe. Gloves are optional, but they're helpful for handling hot parts and on those super cold mornings. I definitely encourage you to bring a watch so you know when to be ready for your next session. Sure, your cell phone has a clock on it, but you know, it might die. Keep your paperwork and essentials from your car in one place. I like to have a zippered bag that I use to empty all the important stuff from my glove box into when I arrive at the track to keep it all together to refill that glove box on the way home. I just use this old helmet bag. I like to pack my gear in these soft, zippered cargo bags. Pack the night before. You'll be tired, excited, and rushing in the morning. Set out your clothes, check your gear, fuel up your car. Now, here's the most important tip that saved my track weekends too many times to count. Make a simple checklist on your phone. Yep, I still use one after 250 track days. It's not about being obsessive, it's about not driving 3 hours to find out you forgot your helmet. Track days literally changed my life as a car enthusiast. They'll change yours too. Preparation is part of the ritual, part of the experience. If this video helped you, hit the subscribe button. So what did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. Click here for my video on how to correctly adjust your tire pressures throughout your wet or dry track day, and I'll see you there.